in Aquarius Healing Ceremony. Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous. This is definitely my very first time doing a real live stream. The last time I've tried doing this, it did not work out the way I had hoped because I had no clue that you have to wait 24 hours before you actually do your first live stream on YouTube. I was not informed about that, so I ended up having to record my first actual live stream, but here is the real one. As you guys can see, I'm here talking. I'm very excited to be diving into everything that we're going to get into today. We're going to be going all about into what this new moon is all about, specifically with Aquarius and how Aquarius can be affecting us all today collectively. We're also going to get to dive into some major astrological transits or aspects, anything that I think is of importance. I definitely put down in my little notes that I have here at the bottom. And we're also going to be diving into some journaling prompts and a surprise guided visualization practice that I actually ended up coming up with today for you guys, specifically dedicated for the energy of Aquarius. I'm super excited to dive into all of this with you guys, and not to mention, when it comes to Aquarius is all about innovation, uniqueness, authenticity, rebellion, change, right? Aquarius is also the polar opposite of Leos. And what I mean by this, they are kind of the hermit of the zodiac signs, but in the hermit in the sense of they think a lot, they are ruled by air. And because of that, that means that there is always something going on in their head. They're always thinking, there's always something running in there. So right now, it might feel like we're a little bit heady. Energetically, as a collective, we might be feeling like we are in a state of coming up with new things, or maybe even overthinking, or to the point of where you ever have like so many thoughts where it literally feels like your brain's shutting down and you don't know what to do. That's kind of the energy of what Aquarius can do for us. But there is some very nice astrological aspects and things that are going on with or alongside the new moon today that might be benefiting the overall energy, and it actually is giving us an opportunity here to plant some very, very beautiful seeds of growth, of being able to set the right intentions to help us shed anything that is not serving us anymore. This is what the new moon in Aquarius is all about. Aquariuses are always thinking into the future. They do not like to live in the past. And in a way, it can make them a little bit anxiety-ridden because of it. It can kind of suck going into always thinking about the future all the time, 24/7. But I guess that's what Aquariuses are known for. And in a way, this kind of benefits us as a collective, because this is where we can start really thinking about, who do I want to be when I look at myself in the mirror? What energy do I want to embody when I look at myself in the mirror? Do you feel like you are in a state of empowerment right now with where you're at in life? And if the answer is no, this is what this new moon can help you start to unravel and do and uncover within yourself to find the truth of why this is not happening for you today just yet. This isn't to say that everyone's supposed to be perfect. New moon in Aquarius helps us have an opportunity to kind of take those extra little baby steps to get a little bit closer to what our definition of perfection is. And this is the exciting part about it, It's about rebelling against the status quo. It's about being the black sheep in the herd of all the other sheeps there, You're not meant to conform. You're meant to be authentically you. And you is a light that no one else in this freaking world is gonna get to embody and shine. This is what the new moon is all about. So I highly, highly encourage anyone that is watching this live, send you guys so much unconditional love. If you guys happen to know where Aquarius lies in your own personal natal chart, I do highly recommend you guys check that out. The only reason why I say that is because depending on where Aquarius falls in your chart when it comes to the house placement it is in. For me, Aquarius lies in my 6th house. I'll just give you guys an example. It will help you get to determine what area of your life is being the most affected, or you'll have a little bit more of an edge right now to set seeds or plant seeds or set intentions for this new moon in Aquarius specifically. By the way, if you guys aren't able to stay here for the entire thing, I just want to let you know, new moon energy lasts for a total of 5 days after the new moon actually happens and it's at its main peak or its main height of potential, of strength, of power. So just letting you guys know, there's going to be journaling prompts. We're going to dive into a visualization practice. We're going to look into tarot and see what's going on as a collective energetically, what seeds we're meant to plant together. So I just want to let you guys know, you can rewatch this if you don't have enough time to be here, okay? Just wanted to preface that because I know this might take a little bit. Not everyone has time. I just wanted to make that clear. Okay? With that being said, let us start getting into what's going on astrologically. What is going on with this moon, right? So, with this moon, the new moon right now is actually conjunct Mercury. And what this means is it's actually giving us a benefit to be able to start thinking a little bit more about who do we want to become. Again, like I said, I need to keep emphasizing this. Aquarius is all about innovation. So ask yourself, what areas of your life do you feel like you're lacking that innovative energy right now? What do you want to change in your life? What parts and pieces of you that you think can be a little bit more authentically you? And why are you hiding that away is the big question here. Secondly, the new moon is also trining Jupiter. So Jupiter right now has been in Gemini for a while, and I think that it's going to be leaving Gemini probably in May or June, but don't quote me on that, guys. With the new moon trining Jupiter, it's also encouraging more expansive thinking. So like I said, just excessive thinking right now. If you guys are feeling as heady as I've been this entire day, I'm with you there. I completely understand. And not to mention, the moon is also conjunct Pluto, but it is separating. Basically what that means is that Pluto and the moon were conjunct for a while already, but since they're separating, they're going to a state of where the peak energy, the intense energy that moon conjunct Pluto has, it's already happened. But it doesn't mean that it hasn't left residual effects behind, which we're going to take advantage of today, especially in the guided visualization practice and as we continue to move through this entire ceremony. So moon conjunct Pluto is all about helping you get to the truth. Go under the illusions, or get behind the veil, rip the veil off. It helps you kind of ask yourself some questions that are pretty hard to be real with personally for ourselves, and it's gonna be giving us an opportunity to do some renewal and some transformative healing. With that, I highly encourage that you guys use this time to do some introspecting, to do some self-reflective work, because since all these planets and these aspects are really creating a lot of momentum for us to do some inner healing and do some self-work and self-growth, you need to start setting those seeds for yourself, right? This is where astrology, where the planets are kind of calling down onto us and encouraging us hey, we got the perfect setup for you guys to start doing your healing work. Why not start? It can literally be as simple as getting a notebook, and if you guys don't have one yet, by this time, I do highly recommend that you guys do have one, because usually in ceremonies, you should be taking notes. There might be some things that come to light while I'm talking. You're going to be like, oh, didn't think of this. I highly recommend that you guys be doing that on your own. Moving back into it, if you guys can't tell by now, I have ADHD. But let me continue. With all this stuff that's going on, there is just so much breakthrough energy happening in this world. Not to mention, there's been a lot of change and a lot of cultural shifting in life, and just honestly in America specifically, there's just been so much stuff going on. And this is where we need to allow ourselves to purge. There's been some heavy energy. Maybe there's been some new energy. There's been a mix of so many things, like a tornado, a whirlpool of feelings just going on like crazy. But here's the thing. With the astrological things that I just shared with you, Uranus, the planet that's literally ruled by Aquarius, is finally going direct into Taurus. It's been in retrograde for a little bit. What this means is that anything that you've been doing some inner work with is going to start getting to be reflected in your outer world. So if you feel like for the last couple of months, there's been something that you've been sort of reflecting on consistently within you, something that you know, like maybe it could have been a habit, maybe it could have been some sort of unhealthy behavior or thought pattern or some sort of style of thinking that you knew just wasn't serving you anymore. You were trying to work on that for yourself. Once Uranus finally goes direct in Taurus, which is actually going to be tomorrow, it is going to help us start feeling like that forward momentum feeling again within us, where we're like, okay, I'm ready to start progressing forward in my life again. That's why this new moon, especially since it's the first new moon of the year of 2025, is so important. Now, for the last astrological thing that I really wanted to dive into today, and I need to make this very clear, like this is a very important thing because it's an extremely rare phenomenon that's happening in the sky right now. There has been 6 planets in alignment with each other from January 21st to today. Today is the very last day that these 6 planets we're actually able to see them. I don't know if we're still able to. I heard on January 23rd I was able to see it outside, but it's very hard. It looks like a little strip and you need to have like binoculars and stuff for that. But with these planets, specifically it is Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and I hope I didn't mention Venus because I think that's the last one. All these planets are creating a union together, and they are adding a lot of emphasis to the energy of a cosmic reset within us as a collective. So what this means, it's actually creating more emphasis on setting those new seeds or planting those new seeds and setting those new intentions for this new moon in Aquarius. This is why this new moon is so important. It's kind of like you're getting a second shot at a New Year's resolution. Try to see it that way. If that helps your brain see it that way, like this is where you can really set your New Year's resolution like perfectly. And with that, this is where I really want you guys to ask yourselves these 2 to 3 things. Honestly, you can pick them out. I want you to pick out the questions that resonate with you the most. So I really need you to ask yourself, what parts of myself have I been hiding away? So I'm going to repeat that. What parts of myself have I been hiding away from the outside world? Okay? The second thing I really want you to sit on, or I encourage you to sit on, is how can I show up in this world a little bit more authentically me? How can I show up in this world a little bit more authentically me? And the last question I really would encourage you guys to sit on during this time, maybe during the next 5 days, while the new moon energy is still in the air, is going to be, what part of myself do I know is not serving me anymore? And how can I change that? I'm going to repeat it. What part of me, what part of myself is not serving me anymore? And how can I change that? That last question, I want everyone to reflect on during the next 5 days, because that question is going to help you create or recreate a narrative for you in your life story. Remember, you're the one who's writing your life story as we speak. No one else has that power or control over where your life trajectory is moving except you. You are the one that gets to do that for yourself. Aquariuses make their own destiny. They forge their own path in life with their way of thinking that is so eccentric, that is so unique. I don't want your light to dim. With this new moon in Aquarius, this is where your light gets to shine. You have a beautiful opportunity for your beautiful light to shine bright. So with that, I think this is a beautiful time for us to get more into spirituality, get more into healing, because right now North Node is in Pisces. This is the time where we as a collective for the next 18 months are supposed to do the healing work. This is where the stars in the sky, the planets and everything is saying, yo, let's all start healing. Let's all start evolving. This is where the ascension of humankind can begin. But it's only if we do it and we like start moving forward, you know? We got to do that inner work. So this is where I think it's a perfect time for us to move in and take a look and see as a collective, like what intention are we being called to set for this new moon in Aquarius. And we're going to do that now with some oracle cards that I selected specifically for the new moon in Aquarius energy, as well as some tarot cards. I'm just going to get them over here and we're going to take a look at that all together right now. By the way, I don't know if anyone is writing anything or like messaging me. I'm literally still trying to learn how to do live streams, guys. So I'm sorry if you are messaging me. I'm using like a different software that isn't YouTube to do this. So I have no clue like how to check if anyone's trying to talk to me. So I'm just letting you know, as I continue doing my live streams down the road, I will be a lot better at this, but thank you so much for your patience with me. So we're gonna take a look and use the Soul's Journey Oracle card deck that I have here, which are also known as lesson cards. And we're gonna get to see like, what are we learning, or what from our old chapter are we supposed to take away from it? So I'm really excited to use this deck. I would love to dive into this with you. This is actually the first time I'm using this deck on my channel. So I am pretty excited to see what comes up. We're also going to be using the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, and it's just going to be a little cute affirmation to see what Aquarius energy, like what Aquarius wants to show us as its sign, as its entity, as the water bearer of the zodiac sign, what is coming through for us to hear. And my Starseed deck, because come on, we can't do an Aquarius, new moon and Aquarius healing circle ceremony if we don't use a Starseed deck, okay? Literally, this has Aquarius written all over it, okay? So let us take a look here and just see like what is coming up. Sorry, I'm just looking for my Spacious Tarot. All right, guys. Let us take a look first at the oracle cards, because I feel called to look at those first. So that is exactly what we're going to do together. So what intention are we being called to collectively set for this new moon in Aquarius? What wants to come up for us as a collective, for intentions to set? What wants to be shown to us at this very moment? Let us take a look together. All right, beautiful. I feel called for 2, so that's exactly what we're going to take out. And we have here, all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Anyone can let me know in the comments that these words are not backwards. Would deeply appreciate you. All right. And the second card we received from the Starseed deck is Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. Beautiful. Somebody as a collective here, all of us, I think, we all are leaving something very heavy from our recent past. I don't know if you guys just went through something maybe a little bit heavy or turbulent, something that caused some chaos, or it kind of felt like, it definitely did not feel like a quick, you know, when someone rips a Band-Aid off, it's like a quick pain type of thing. This feels like when someone's slowly trying to peel a Band-Aid off and you got like hair stuck in the Band-Aid. Like, this is the energy that I'm sensing. This is all that something that we went through that had that feeling. It could have been a very slow and achy, gruesome growth journey to your destination that you're trying to get to in life. But there was definitely some beautiful lessons there. And I am seeing a really big emphasis for us to take a look and see what that is and ask ourselves, Are we being called right now to release control? Why are we always trying to control every single thing around us? What if this new moon in Aquarius is asking us as the collective to trust, to surrender to the things we cannot control? Because the truth of the matter is, guys, we cannot control every single thing around us. This is where we have to really challenge ourselves to see the bigger picture. That's exactly the way of the Aquarian mind. And this is how we need to embody that for us in our lives right now. Whenever we feel like we are stuck in place and we can't move and we're overwhelmed with thoughts, racing thoughts perhaps, or too many emotions trying to get felt at once, that's because we're being too laser sharp focused on like an alleyway type of energy. Like we're too narrow-minded. We need to expand our thinking. We need to look beyond what is in front of our own very eyes. The way that I always see it is like when we have blind spots, when we're driving a car, right? Most of the time we're always paying attention to what's in front of us. But hopefully you guys know how to drive. You guys are gonna get the analogy. But you're normally supposed to always check your mirrors. But specifically, a lot of people sometimes will forget to look at their blind spots. In life, we have blind spots. The perspective that I'm trying to tell you guys is that we are being called to look at the blind spots right now. When you feel like you are stuck in a situation and you do not know how to get out of it, did you ever check your blind spots? Like metaphorically, did you ever try to step out of the box of your thinking, your normal way of thinking about the situation, and put yourself in a different thing? Put yourself in a different state of mind. Ask to look at it from it upside down or at a different angle or from a different perspective. You need to start thinking a little bit more out there, more original, if it makes sense. That's what Aquarius is all about. And I definitely see like we are being called as a collective to look at the bigger picture, to look at the progressive thinking right now. So let us continue moving down the little oracle train I have here. And let us see what soul lesson is coming up for all of us as a collective right now. I'm so curious to see. Like I told you, I've never used this deck before on my channel, and I'm so excited to take a look at this with you together. So what is coming through for this new moon Aquarius? What lesson? If you guys saw that, that's what wants to come out. I felt called to pull out a second one as well. So we have, wow. This is definitely all the planets that are conjunct right now. This is screaming that. We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. What I just told you guys about the grind, about setting seeds, planting seeds. I keep saying setting seeds, but I mean to say set intentions, plant seeds. What I kept talking about, when I kept saying that, guys, I meant it, okay? We are literally being called by the planets, by source, by whatever the heck you believe in right now, okay? It can be your higher self. It could be Mama Earth, okay? It could be your angels, anything at all. Whatever's in your mind's eye, you are being encouraged by that to empower yourself right now so you can level the F up. Because leveling the F up doesn't just come on our lap. It doesn't fall from the sky. You know, we need to do that onto ourselves. And the only way to do that onto ourselves is to ask ourselves those questions that are pretty uncomfortable to look into. You know, what parts of myself are not serving me anymore? How can I change that? Like I said, that's a very big question. I encourage you guys all, please, please, please reflect on that for the next 5 days. While this new moon in Aquarius energy is here, is fresh, is almighty, right? I really think this is going to help us all as a collective. For the next card, aside from discipline for your soul lessons, we also have, this is beautiful, and I think this is great. I think this is, okay, I'm going to just show it and I'm going to shut up. Okay, we have forgiveness. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. So it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So we have discipline and we have forgiveness. Maybe we're being way too hard on ourselves right now. Maybe we've all been a little too critical of this version of ourselves that we're constantly trying to be. And we always feel like we're just quite not there yet, ever. Why are we being so hard on ourselves all the time to fulfill some sort of standard of what society expects of us? Perhaps we need to start looking inside of ourselves and give ourselves the validation that we think we need on the outside. When in reality, all we gotta do is give it to ourselves. You can give that to yourself right now, beautiful soul. And I think that I suck at that as well. I'm telling you, everything that we're diving into, I got issues with too, okay? No one's perfect. I think I am extremely hard on myself sometimes because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. You know, I got the Virgo rising in me. You know, I can be a little bit over analytical, right? But New Moon in Aquarius is all about that. And I told you guys, right? We are meant to shed those parts of ourselves that aren't serving us well. I know I definitely, ever since North Node moved into Pisces just recently, I believe it was a couple weeks ago, actually, very, very recent, I actually started setting a really big seed for myself in my own personal life to start surrendering, because I am a very big control freak, and especially since I started doing YouTube as well and doing these videos and stuff, I need to release control like there's no tomorrow. Doing this stuff is hard. You need to be flexible, you need to be adaptable, and you need to know, like, if something happens that's chaotic, like, you know, you just gotta learn how to be a little bit of a chameleon. And, you know, as Leos, we're very fixed. We got hard heads, and it's hard for us to do those things. But, you know, it taught me a lot, and I'm very forever grateful for it. And so I think as a collective, we all have to learn how to release those things that we know where our rigidity can be kind of holding us back in, right? And let us take a look at the very final oracle deck we have here for all of us, right? As a collective, let us see what affirmation wants to come out. I'm so curious. And what's interesting here is I actually feel like some sort of spirit guide is coming through to get this affirmation out. I did not feel this feeling, oddly enough, for not like the other two decks that we looked at. This is only coming up for this deck specifically. So I am very curious to see what's coming up. Let's take a look. Okay. So we did just get one card. And it says, this is so beautiful. The presence of love will always cast out fear. The presence of love will always cast out fear. I really do believe that all these cards keep pointing to the same thing. We have been dimming our light for the sake of other people's eyes to adjust to it, when it's supposed to be the other way around. We're not supposed to feel pressured or kind of cave in to other people's criticism or judgy eyes or judgy vibes, you know? Okay. Sorry, guys. I forgot to shut off my alarm, but I am back. Okay. We all know for a fact that when someone is being too rigid and too hard on themselves, they aren't going to notice when something is in front of them is actually really good, right? Do you ever try to work on something that you're really passionate about, and when it's already good, when it's already like your heart is in it, and you can tell, other people look at it and they're like, damn, like this person did something great, but you still think it's not good enough? That's how you know that self-sabotage is getting in the way of your success. I think that is when we have to start realizing that maybe I haven't been living my life aligned with love like I thought I've been. When you're passionate about something, we feel like we are driven by love. But sometimes that passion can very easily turn into fear. And the second it turns into fear, we will start over-obsessing about the thing we're passionate about because of how much we have care for it. And when we have a lot of care for the things that we love doing, we start to forget of the real reason why we're doing it in the first place. It's not meant for it to be perfect. It's meant to show who we are, you know? And so with this, I think that we are all being called to just embody exactly who we are inside and out and love ourselves for exactly as we are. And I think that's a big seed that we're being all called to plant today as a collective. Lastly, let us take a look at the tarot cards to finish up this portion of this new moon ceremony. And let us take a look and see again what I cannot talk today. What intention are we being called to collectively set for this new moon in Aquarius? Also, if you guys can see my little cow socks peeping out, let me continue. What intention are we being called to collectively set for this new moon in Aquarius? What is coming through Source, Spirit, Higher Self, Universe? Let us take a look at that now. Okay, so the back of the deck energy is the Four of Cups. Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps shooting up my arms, guys. Why do we keep feeling like we're not good enough? As a collective, we just keep bashing on ourselves and we keep thinking that we're not good enough when we are. We are in this state right now where we still feel like we're lacking something when we're already whole exactly as we are. It's just that we forgot that. And it's about going within ourselves to remember that what we're looking for and have been trying to look for on the outside of us has been inside of us this entire time. But the only way for us to realize that is if we turn our eyes inwards instead of trying to find the answers consistently on the outside. And I'm very intrigued to see the rest of the cards that came out so we can put everything together. Because I told you, everything I just shared specifically with this reading, when you saw me shuffling, just came from the back of the deck energy. So let us take a look and see what is here. All right. So we have, oh wow, that's trippy. Okay, so if anyone is journaling, I highly recommend you guys write down 666, look it up, look up what does 666 mean? What is the symbolism of 666? What does 666 mean in angel number meaning? What does 666 mean? The reason why I'm saying that like crazy is because we got the Six of Wands with the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords all around each other. Right here. 6, 6, 6. And I'm looking up and there are 6 people here, so that is trippy confirmation. As a collective right now, we need to all remember the more healing and self-growth work that we do for ourselves, we are literally helping the world heal too. Healed people help heal the world. I'm going to repeat that one more time because this is very important. Healed people help heal the world. We cannot help this world be a better place if we aren't better on the in. And we cannot help ourselves get better if we do not look on what is inside our inner world. a lot of people get so focused on what's going on on the outside. We get so stressed on what's going on here, there, everywhere, right? But did we ever give ourselves a minute to look and see what's going on within? Our inner world reflects what's going on in our outer world. So what we see on the outside is what's going on in our in. The second we start working on our in, we're going to start feeling that reflect on the outside. But as a collective, remember, Aquarius energy is also about the community, right? So we need to think about everything in bigger picture thinking. If you think that you just learning how to love yourself is a small task, a small, nonchalant, like whatever, take it off the shoulder type of thing, in reality, when you're learning how to love yourself, everyone in your immediate circle is going to feel that energy shift in you. And then that is going to be reflected and projected onto them. And then that's going to inspire them to want to look inside them. And then do you see how this is like a whole domino effect? The more healed people we have in this world, the more we help the world heal. Guys, I'm telling you, like if we really want to solve world peace, if we really want to help make this world a better place, if you're a humanitarian human person, whatever, watching this like I am, I'm telling you right now, it is free. The most easiest, best way to help make this world a better place is to start helping yourself heal. Help yourself heal so you can help those around you heal. Easy as that. Because you can never help anyone that doesn't want to be helped, right? We can't force anyone to heal on the outside of us. The only way to do it is by being a role model, is to set an example of what we want others to be doing for themselves. The only way to do that is by going in. That is what the cards are showing me, guys. I kid you not, I feel like there has been an ongoing theme here of going inside, healing, doing the healing work. Maybe we're being all called as a collective right now to just start setting some seeds. I keep saying setting some seeds. I'm just going to keep going with it. So I meant to say planting some seeds, but let's just keep going. Setting some seeds of intention to start loving ourselves again, like for real this time. I did forget to mention that during the beginning of February 1st, Venus is going to become conjunct, I almost said Pisces, Neptune. They're both in Pisces, sorry. And so what this means is that it's actually like, this is literally aligning with that aspect that's coming up. Because with Venus being conjunct Pisces is actually encouraging more compassion in our lives, for us to start doing more of the spiritual healing and to see that in a light that's aligned with more compassion for ourselves. So again, guys, like I said, I don't think that the cards could have made it any clearer. The seed that we're supposed to plant for this new moon in Aquarius is to start working on ourselves, to start the healing journey. And I know maybe for some of you guys that seems too blasé, but in reality, like I said, healed people help heal the world. Why wouldn't the universe want to help us work on ourselves? Why wouldn't the universe say the first thing you should be doing right now is to help yourself be a better human, is to help yourself grow right now? We are all being called to do that. All right, I feel like my rant is good. I hope that you guys enjoyed the rant, but I'm going to put the cards away and we are going to start getting settled and set up to do my little surprise guided visualization practice that I was able to create for this beautiful new moon in Aquarius. And I'm actually very excited to do this for you guys because honestly, whenever I create my visualizations, or at least since this is my second, I guess it's my first real live stream, but my second, technically second live stream for a healing moon circle. And this visualization practice is very close to my heart because I think it's so unique, so beautiful. And honestly, I'm a little bit jealous that I'm the one that has to guide you guys through it. I wish I'm the one who gets to sit there and envision it because I feel like a lot of clarity is going to be able to come through this visualization practice. So I'm just going to get the cards set up. If you guys are still here with me, sending you guys so much unconditional love. I feel so blessed that you guys are here. And I'm so grateful that you guys are able to be a part of this new moon healing ceremony with me because honestly, it's always better to have others to share this magical moon lunar energy with, right? And I feel so grateful that you guys get to be a part of it. So I'm sending you guys a lot of unconditional love right now. So just give me a moment while I set this up. And if you guys are still with me, you can go get yourselves comfortable as well. I do highly recommend, if you do really want to take this guided visualization practice seriously, that you are, if you can, if it's possible, I do highly recommend that you guys can be in a lying down position, like maybe on your back. If you are in a bedroom, even better, or on your couch, somewhere where you know you can like settle into and kind of allow Mother Earth to support you. If not, though, you know, that's absolutely okay. Another way I would encourage you to, if that is something you can't access right now, something where you can lean back, like I'm leaning back on my wall, where you can just be somewhat supported, all right? I think that would be the best way to honor this visualization practice, and so you can get the best experience out of it, okay? Make sure you guys have a journal near you. If you guys go need to get a glass of water or something to drink while I'm setting this up and putting the cards away too, I highly encourage that as well. All right. Okay. Perfect. I appreciate your patience because I do not want to mess around me while I do this visualization practice for you guys. I'm just going to take a sip of my water. Just give me one moment. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm assuming that everyone that is listening to this is able to find themselves in a comfortable position. I'm leaning back into the wall because I want to be able to experience this as well. And I just really hope you guys are still also able to hear my voice. Again, if anyone would be kind enough to shoot a message. I don't know how this works. Like I said, I'm still trying to learn how to use the live stream stuff. But if you guys can just let me know if my microphone is good enough, if you guys can hear me too, just so I can always make improvements moving forward for other live streams in the future, that would be extremely deeply appreciated. Again, this is my first time learning how to do this, especially on my mobile phone, okay? But with that being said, the invitation is for you to settle into your body right now. So whether that means getting yourself slightly adjusted, doing those little body shimmies until you find yourself in the most perfect position to begin a centering and grounding practice. So wherever you find yourself, I invite you to close your eyes, or you can keep them at a soft gaze, maybe a couple inches in front of you. And do whatever little movements you feel called to do in your body at this moment. Whether it's rolling your shoulders back, doing any neck rolls, maybe even a quick overhead stretch. Do whatever your body is asking you to do in this moment so you can resettle yourself back in. I invite you to take a nice inhale through your nose, holding it at the top for 3, 2, and 1. And exhale it out the mouth with an HA sound. I invite you to continue that breath for 2 more cycles, inhaling in through the nose, holding at the top for 3, 2, and 1, Exhale it all out the mouth, HA sound. Allowing the shoulders to melt down a little bit closer to the earth. Inhaling one more time. Feeling that inflation of the body with air, holding it at the top for 3, 2, and 1. Let's exhale it out, HA sound for the last and final time. Feeling your body get heavier. Going back to a nice and normal breathing pace. Now I invite you to find your center and connect to that. And your center doesn't need to be anywhere specific. It can be your heart. It can be your belly. It could be the top of your head. Whatever your center is today, set the intention of going in there for yourself now with your breath. Continuing to breathe. Notice that every exhale you take, Mama Earth just starts feeling a little bit closer and closer to you, supporting you in whatever position you might be in. It might even feel as if roots are growing out of your backside and reaching down into the ground to ground you into Mama Earth, plugs you in to her energy. Once you feel all your roots are plugged in to Mama Earth's core, I invite you to journey within your mind's eye with me. I want you to find yourself in a field of grass with a dark light of star twinkling sky. The lights of the stars are the only thing that are brightening up this dark sky. As you're lying in the grass and you're looking up, maybe you see some constellations, maybe you see a shooting star or two, but you start to hear a faint call, kind of like a hymn, coming of angelic sounds and frequencies calling down to you from those stars. It feels as if the stars are calling out to you to come join them in the sky. And before you know it, you feel yourself floating. Your body feels lighter. You feel the air around you. Maybe you start moving through clouds as you go higher and closer to those stars. You continue floating to the point where you feel like you can literally reach out and grab them. The closer you get up to those stars, you start to notice a portal fading in to your mind's eye right in front of you. And this portal is luminous with swirling colors of violets and silvers and fuchsias. And again, you realize that hymn, it wasn't from the stars. It was from this portal asking you to step inside. You feel so drawn to this portal and so curious, maybe a little bit cautious at the same time. But that feeling of I need to go in takes over. And before you know it, you find yourself floating into that portal. The second you step into that portal, you immediately feel a feeling or surge of warmth engulf your entire being, like you're being wrapped with a very warm and fuzzy blanket. Everything's so warm for a moment. Maybe even everything turns white. And as you continue moving through that portal, you start to see a completely different new landscape in front of you, with vibrant colors, birds singing. You even hear rustling of trees and wind. And you happen to find yourself on a new planet called New Earth. And on this planet, everything is possible. What you thought was impossible for you to accomplish is accomplished on this new Earth. What you've always dreamt of, everything you've always wanted for yourself, you can see on this new Earth. What does it sound like there? What do you see? Maybe you can smell some flowers or freshly baked bread, whatever is on that new Earth. I want you to allow your senses to take over and draw that picture up. Maybe go explore. Follow your heart in this moment. As you continue exploring this new Earth, you look up, and out in the distance, you see a figure, a silhouette that kind of looks like a replicate of you. They're walking closer and closer to you, but it's really hard to see. You got to basically put your hand over your eyes because the sun is just so warm and bright on this new Earth. And as this being gets closer and closer, you realize that feeling that it's a replicate of you was 100% accurate. But there's a difference with this other self. This other self feels obviously otherworldly, but there's a pep in their step. There's confidence. There's empowerment written all over them. You can tell that they feel whole. They know they're whole. And not only that, but as you continue to process this other version of you coming closer and closer and closer, you begin to realize that this isn't just another self. This is the most healed version of you. I encourage you to take a look at how they're walking. Maybe they're skipping. What expression is on their face as they're moving toward you? Where are their eyes? Are they looking directly at you? Are they looking around? What color is the aura engulfed around their body? Take note of all those little details. And before you know it, they're right in front of you. This healed self is so happy that you're here. It's been waiting for you. It's the one that created that angelic hymn that came from that portal in the first place. It knew it was time to meet you in this moment, because it knew you had some important things to ask it. So your healed self motions to you to go sit. Maybe they guide you to a log or a rock. Or maybe you guys just plop straight down on the floor. See where your healed self guides you. And as you settle yourself with your healed self in front of you, they give you full and total permission to ask them 3 questions. No more, no less. Because if you were to ask more than those 3, they simply cannot spoil what else the universe has in store for you. This most healed version of yourself isn't just a fantasy. It's your future self looking at you. And you have an opportunity to ask it questions such as, how did you get to where you are? There's so many different questions you can ask, and I encourage you guys to see what wants to come up. Hear what they have to say. Or maybe they don't say anything at all. Maybe they motion their hands. See how your healed self communicates to you and tells you exactly what you're meant to know. And once you know you've said your 3 questions, or maybe you couldn't think of all 3, and that's okay. Your healed self motions for you to cup your hands out in front of you. You're a little bit confused because you're not entirely sure why. But until then, you realize your healed self has a gift for you. Now, this gift can either be an object, a sound, a word, a color, even a repressed memory. Whatever this gift is, your healed self places it in your hands, holds it over ever so slightly. And the second that gift lands on you, in your hands, you immediately feel a download of information, of wisdom, of clarity, washing over your entire being and soul. Never once have you felt so much love, so much understanding, so much validation and compassion coming from you to you. Your healed self removes her hands, bare hands. And you look down and you see exactly what's in yours. You look back up at your healed self and you thank them with so much immense gratitude for what they've given you. Because you know that this is exactly what you needed exactly at this time. Your healed self slightly nods, but also knows that now it's time for you to go. You can't stay on this new earth for too long, because your home earth is waiting for you to come back. So you know you gotta say your goodbyes, and that's exactly what happens. And your healed self gestures you to get up and walks you over back to that portal that you came through. Your healed self wants to watch you walk out. It hasn't seen you in such a long time, but just know that your healed self has been watching you from a distance this entire time. And you have a feeling wash over you before you even step into that portal. Maybe you even catch one more glance back at your healed self. But you guys both know that this is not the last time you two will see each other. You will meet again. There's a knowing for that in both of you. As you do your last gesture of gratitude and goodbye, and take your step into that portal once again. And as you move through it, that feeling of warmth again surging through your body, warming up your heart, warming up all the parts and pieces of you that have maybe been neglected for far too long. And before you know it, those twinkling lights of the stars are back around you. You feel this newfound sense of clarity, of understanding, of intention. And you now know what you're meant to plant as your seed for this new moon in Aquarius. You take a look down and you see that field of grass, and you're ready to plug back in to Mama Earth. As you feel your body slowly, ever so slightly and gradually lowering you back down into the earth. You feel so much lighter than you've ever felt before. The second you come back in contact with that grass, you settle back down, close your eyes, open your arms up, and allow your roots to plug back in to your home, to where you came from, Mama Earth. You thank her for supporting you in your visions today. You thank yourself for holding them and giving yourself permission to meet the most healed version of yourself. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to deepen your breath here, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose and letting it all out the mouth. Maybe even start wiggling your toes or fingers as you continue to keep deepening that breath and bringing life back into your physical body. Allowing whatever your body wants you to do at this moment, whether it's moving your head Again, just continuing to wiggle your toes. So you can plug yourself back into the present moment. And once you've done everything that you now know is making you ready to come back to here in the now, I invite you to open your eyes. Okay, so this was a very, I think, personally beautiful visualization, and I really hope that you guys were able to enjoy it as much as I did, being able to guide you guys through it. I hope that my microphone was able to catch my voice and it wasn't too crazy. And I do highly encourage you to journal about that gift that you received from your healed self. I encourage you to definitely take time to integrate the wisdom that was shared by your most healed version of yourself to you in that visualization practice at your own time. It doesn't need to be right now, but definitely during the next 5 days, I highly encourage that you guys sit on what came up in that meditation. I send you guys so much unconditional love. And as we are coming to the official close of this new moon in Aquarius healing ceremony, I wanted to close up this circle with an Okay, sorry, again, an alarm went off. I wanted to close this circle with an affirmation that I created specifically to end this new moon in Aquarius tonight. It is, I am deserving of love, peace, and the opportunity to heal. I'm going to repeat it again. I am deserving of love, peace, and the opportunity to heal. I actually think I'm going to edit my description in this live stream, and I'm going to write that affirmation down in all caps so you guys can have it as reference, because I feel like this affirmation that I chose is an affirmation that we all can practice beautifully for the next 5 days, or maybe even for the next couple of months. But I do believe personally, beautiful souls, that this is an affirmation that is literally aligned with all the things that showed up and came to light during this healing ceremony. So with that being said, I thank everyone that stopped by, that showed up, that came through for this healing circle. My love and my light and so much gratitude goes out to you. You have no idea how blessed I feel that I got to feel the presence of all these different beings coming through in this live stream. I feel so eternally grateful for it. I feel so honored that I got to hold space for this new moon in Aquarius for you guys, and I really hope that I'll get to see you in the full moon in Leo that is coming up on February 12th. So definitely stay tuned for that. I definitely plan on doing another live stream, but there will be a full moon in Leo, February 12th. Highly recommend that you guys come by for that. I'm excited for that one because I love Leo energy, and I just think that we all need a dose of excitement and self-expression every once in a while. So hope to see you there. I send you guys so much unconditional love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. If you guys are in Pacific Standard Time, I'm assuming that it is 4 p.m. I think. So I send you guys so much unconditional love, and thank you. Blessings. Bye.